Aloha, beautiful souls. Welcome to another Pick a Card Tarot reading here at Transform with Ryan. And in this video, we're going to explore a very interesting topic. Well, at least I think so anyway. We are going to find out what your ancestors can reveal about a secret to help you break a karmic cycle. So in each one of these piles, there's a message from your ancestors. They're going to reveal a secret to help you break a karmic cycle, okay? Now, we have three options. We have Vows, Greco-Roman, and Celtic. Now, I invite you to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths in and out, and just connect with the energies of your ancestors by bloodline, of course, and be open to receiving what messages they have for you today. And once you've reached that calm state of inner peace, open your eyes and see which one of these three piles calls to you the most. Timestamps and chapter markers are below. I'll see you at your reading. Hey there, Star Fam. Welcome to your reading. For those of you that were drawn to the Vows card here. And in this reading, again, we're going to find out what your ancestors can reveal on a secret to help you break a karmic cycle. Now, let me know in the comments down below if you've ever done any type of ancestral healing, ancestral connection work. I've done this, I think, only twice, but I saw a video on this on a similar channel, and I just felt drawn to explore this topic with all of you here at Transform with Ryan. So again, let me know, have you ever done any meditations or healing work to resolve any ancestral trauma, any ancestral karma? I'm curious to know. So let's get into your reading. Now, with this Vows card here, what I'm sensing is that there was somewhere along your ancestral line, your ancestry, there was someone who made a vow, a very sacred vow. It doesn't have to be religious. Like, I'm getting like kind of nun vibes. Maybe these people were like witches or something like that with the hooded cloaks. But I don't feel it's like that specific to religion or anything, but there was a sacred vow that was broken by someone along your ancestral line, okay? And when it comes to generational karma, this energy of breaking a promise is passed down through the bloodline, through the DNA, until it is resolved or payment has been made, retribution has been achieved, like that type of thing. And so what I'm getting here for you in this lifetime is that it's very important for you to honor your promises, okay? And that will help break this cycle. And so the big lesson that I'm hearing is, a lot of people, they say that they're gonna do something, right? And then they don't do it. Now, if you do that repeatedly, people call you flaky AF, right? And that is something that I've definitely told people, like, oh yeah, I don't invite you to things because you're so flaky, or I don't like really try to hang out with you because you never come through with the plans. Like, I call people on it because generally people get all butt hurt because, I'm not hanging out with them or reaching out to them. And I'm like, well, that's because you never show up. And so, why bother? And so if you have that tendency, it's time to make a shift. Okay, because when you set up an expectation for somebody and you let them down, oh, girl, like that is not a good energy for you to be attaching yourself to. So it's very important. Your ancestors want you to know that whatever you say you're going to do it. And if you can't do it, don't say you're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know for a fact that you can't make it to an event or you can't partake in something, then just let people know, like, straight up, okay? The energy of promises being broken is a lot worse than letting someone down by telling them that you can't show up or you can't be there for them for whatever capacity, right? Like, if you can't loan them money, if you can't come to an important event, it's better to just be straight up and honest about it. And that's the big thing that you need to learn, that your ancestors want to pass on to you, because they have made that mistake before and it has not gone well for them energetically. So I prepared these piles with some star code astro cards. And let's see what we got. Imum coeli, root. Okay, so what I'm sensing here with this root card is, all types of relationships need a very strong foundation. They need to have trust. And so the thing is, when you tell someone that you can do something or that you are going to do something for them, and then you don't do it, then that starts to dissolve and break trust. And that's where problems start to arise, okay? It's something simple as like saying like, oh, don't worry, I'll wash the dishes, or don't worry, I'll come pick you up, or don't worry, I'm gonna show up to your concert, to your art expo, like whatever, right? Or, oh, I'm gonna come pick you up in 30 minutes, I'll be at your house, and then like all of those things not met, that really breaks down the foundation of any relationship. And then, distrust starts. And then, heaven forbid, my God, it gets to the point of like resentment where they're just like harboring a grudge towards you. So that's what happens when you break these vows, okay? You have these negative energetic cords that attach you to someone else. Next, we have Venus, beloved, okay? So this, what I'm hearing from the ancestors is one of them broke a vow to their partner, okay? I'm hearing that it has to do with like infidelity, okay? Like they were cheating on their spouse. And that was a sacred vow that has been broken. And so it's very important to honor your promises to those that you hold dear. I mean, just everybody in general, but you need to be very honest with those that you hold dear, such as family, best friends, your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, that type of person, because their energy with you is the strongest, right? Because you have the most emotional bond and connection with them. And so when that bond is damaged in some way, then the effects are a lot greater, okay? What I'm hearing is this really, there just needs to be honesty. Some people, I get it, we're all guilty of telling white lies here and there. But when it comes to the big things, the important things, then you have to be honest always. You have to speak the truth. Doesn't mean you need to be rude about it, of course, right? But you just have to speak the truth and speak it from your heart. Now, if the thing that I always think of is if someone doesn't look good in an outfit, or if someone needs practice, giving off their speech, doing their dance routine, or singing a song, like they're not up to par, like don't tell them, oh, you sound great, you look fantastic, like you're gonna make all these people jealous, and for a fact that there is something wrong with the outfit, with what their performance piece. You need to share it with them. You need to let them know and just say, hey, like, there's something about, the shoulders on that outfit that make it look a bit bulky. So maybe you want to consider another outfit. Like that type of suggestion, okay? It takes practice, trust me, because I used to be such a people pleaser. Maybe you've been that way yourself. People pleasing, you don't want to ruffle any feathers, you don't want to cause any drama. But really, if you lie, the lie's gonna catch up with you, and then you're gonna be in a whole heap more drama than you would have if you were just honest. Okay, last thing, third house, communication. Oh my gosh, well, there you go. Communicate the truth always, no matter how uncomfortable it may feel to do so. And I mean, honestly, the more you practice speaking your truth, the easier it becomes, okay? Now, let's see if we can get some information specifically if there is anybody in your life right now that this particular message applies to. So, we have the beloved, and some of you have a partner, a husband, wife, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, and maybe some of you don't. So let's find out more information about this person and about like what this could be about. Wow, so we got 2 cards that jumped out. Spirit, can we get a third to help us understand this beloved energy? So we have Six of Swords that jumped out along with the King of Coins and also the Empress. Ooh, interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, so definitely I'm feeling that this is someone that you have a very intimate connection with. I'm sensing soulmate type energy, okay? And soulmates are people that you really just feel intimately connected to, like they really just get you. They're with you through thick and thin. So, yes, hopefully that is someone like your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, but this could also be like your best friend. This could also be, for some of you, your mother, okay, with the Empress energy, or a mother figure, so an aunt, maybe an older sister, even a grandmother, all right? So that could be who this person is specifically. We also have the King of Coins here. So this is Earth energy with the King of Coins. So a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo would be applicable here in this situation. Now, Empress represents the divine feminine. The King of Coins represents the divine masculine, okay? So it very well could be, like I mentioned earlier, a woman in your life or a man in your life. Take it how it applies to you. Now, the King of Coins energy, what I'm getting here with this energy is that the King of Coins is someone that is very practical, very down to earth, and they are someone, that manages their finances actually rather well. They may be rich, they may not be, but the important thing is that they're not really struggling with finances or worrying about like making ends meet, okay? This energy, being a king, it's also very wise when it comes to material wealth and understanding managing finances and stuff. Oh my God, sorry guys, there's like this jumping spider here on my like tarot table. Ow! Oh my God, it's kind of like freaking out. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna focus and we're gonna let spirit let the spider go away. Oh, okay. They're all over the place here in Bali, and I don't think they bite people or anything like that, but the fact that they jump just kind of freaks me out. Okay, anyways, let's focus. So that's some of the energy of this Venus beloved to help you get an idea of who this person is specifically, in case you didn't have any idea who it was. Now, let's look at this Six of Cords. OMG, Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords really is about a shifting of your mindset, okay? And what I'm hearing as like the big message is that when you speak the truth to someone, it's a sign of how much you love them, okay? Because they deserve the truth. They deserve to know how you really feel, just like you deserve to know how they really feel, okay? Like no one likes being lied to, honestly, at the end of the day. No one likes being lied to, okay? One of the hallmarks of a very deep relationship is trusting each other to tell the truth. So what I'm hearing here is this is kind of for both of you. So for you, it's about knowing that just because you speak the truth and it might not be something they want to hear, again, might is the emphasis here, might not be something they want to hear, doesn't mean you don't say it, okay? Because if you're coming from love, then it's for their highest and greatest good. And for them, what they need to understand too and develop is this sense of trust that you will speak the truth, that you will help them see things that they're not seeing, okay? That's what the truth is about. It's about helping each other see things that the other person isn't seeing to kind of help them along, okay? And help them even maybe make the best decision for themselves. So just because you say like, I don't like the way your shoulders look in that outfit, that doesn't mean they have to take it off. Like they can still wear it if they want to wear it. If they love it, if they feel comfortable in it, they feel they look hot, sexy in it, then whatever, keep it on. But it's still important for you to give them your opinion and let them know how you really feel, okay? Because they need to trust you to tell the truth in good times and in bad times. That's the foundation of a really strong bond and connection. I know I have that with my, older sister here, that she always tells me the truth, even when I'm acting a fool, okay? Do you have someone like that in your life that will always keep it real with you and hold you down, and to me, that means the world. That means the world to me, to have someone who will not try to play me or try to deceive me, right? And then that actually strengthens my trust in them, because I know that no matter what, they're gonna keep it real. They're gonna have my back, okay? Even when I'm acting a fool. So that's like the major lesson and the theme here regarding the reading is honoring your vows, keeping that promise to have that honest, open communication with the people you really care about. So there you go. Thank you, ancestors, for revealing this secret to help you break some karmic energy and cycles. Thank you so much for tuning in to your reading today, Star Fam. Make sure to like and comment down below what you're calling in from your reading, and definitely share this reading with anybody who you think would enjoy the messages shared just as much as you did. Now, the thing that I love about the tarot is that it opens up our mind and our hearts to a world of possibilities. What's possible for us when it comes to love? What's possible for us when it comes to career and our dream life? But once we know that, how do we make sure it happens? How do we manifest these things into reality? And just as important, how do we identify the things that are totally blocking us and stopping us from getting what we want so we can move them out of the way? Well, to do that, I invite you to book an energy alignment session with me. The link to do so is in the description box below, and let's sort this out for you. I look forward to connecting with you, and until next time, have a beautiful day. Bye! Hey there, Star Fam. Welcome to your reading. For those of you that were drawn to the Greco-Roman pile here, we're going to find out your ancestors revealing a secret to help you break a karmic cycle. Okay, so I just was wondering if any of you, let me know in the comments below, yes or no, if you've ever done any ancestral healing or generational work. I haven't done it much myself, but I did do sort of like this 21-day challenge with Aaron Dowdy. I don't know if you know him. And there was a person, Bridget Nielsen, I want to say her name was, that did this healing meditation with generational karma and healing that ancestral wounds. And it was very, very interesting. And I saw a reading like this, so I thought I would do one for all of you here at Transform with Ryan, because it's such an interesting topic to explore. So let's get into your reading. What I'm getting with this Greco-Roman card here is, when I first saw this card, the first thing that came to mind was war, okay? Battles were like super highlighted in Greek literature and Roman literature and like all the stories, right? Everyone knows Ares, the god of war. And I wanna say, is it Diana that's goddess of the hunt, and also Artemis? Artemis was the goddess of wisdom and strategy. I may have mixed Artemis and Diana up, so excuse me. But part of the hallmark of Greco-Roman culture and history is this concept of war and, taking over, conquering new lands, expanding your country, your reach, your wealth, all that type of stuff. And so what I'm getting for you is your ancestors want to let you know that at times you can be very combative, very defensive, and it could be because of your upbringing, where you can be maybe hot-tempered or easy to get into an argument or a disagreement. Maybe you're that type of person even where it's like you when someone says something you don't agree with or does something you don't agree with, you can't help yourself. It's like you have to speak out. You have to do something, okay? And a lot of times it's kind of like you go overboard and you come out the gate really, really strong, right? You come out the gate swinging, punching, kicking, whatever. And what I'm hearing is that your ancestors are saying there's something about temper within your family line that has gotten people in trouble. It's like your temper flares out and then you say or you do things that you come to regret. And so your ancestors are saying like, hey, don't be like us and have this temper and do things that can get you into more trouble, like maintain a level and cool and calm head. It's making me think also the other energy that came through with this, and I want to say he's Greek, but Pythagoras. So he was like a philosopher, a mathematician. There's a lot of those from Greek culture as well. So like, you have a lot of this strong, protective, defensive, conquering kind of energy within you, like that energy to take action, to achieve, and be successful. But there are times where you need to pull in the more defined feminine energy, right? And be more receptive, be more responsive, and be more thoughtful and reflective before you take any type of action, okay? So that's kind of the message here that your ancestors want to reveal, okay? A little secret about this temper that kind of runs in your bloodline here. So let's look at these star code astro cards as well to kind of build upon this message from your ancestors. Transits, climate. Okay, so what I'm hearing is this is an energy that's asking you to change and asking you to evolve and grow and become the best version of yourself and not really, repeat destructive patterns that really affect a lot of your interpersonal relationships and affect opportunities, right? Because when you're angry and you like blow up at people, you don't really nurture connections or peaceful ones. And, sometimes you make enemies. So you gotta watch yourself. You gotta watch what you say and do, all right? So next out for you, we have Pallas Athena with Think. And I feel like we need to reveal the third card as well before we explain in detail what this is. Descendant Invitation. Oh, okay, beautiful. So this really just supports what we were talking about earlier. One of the big things that helped me really understand who I am becoming, who I was, some maybe patterns that I needed to release and let go of is this phrase that my astrology mentor and teacher told me is learn how to respond rather than react. Okay? And with reaction, it's very much this very primal kind of response to something, right? It's kind of this snap decision, right? It's like when you touch a hot stove and you like jerk back. That's very reactive. Like you just don't think. And a lot of times when people are triggered by, someone else because of a pain or a trauma they've experienced in the past, they are reactive. They kind of blow up, they like snap back, right, at people without really pausing to think, which is what Pallas Athena is talking about. And so with this combination, now I know why I felt called to reveal both of them at the same time is here. It says invitation to stop and think, okay? Now, all of us have triggers, right? Especially when it comes to like our family members. Like, doesn't it seem like your family members know just which buttons to push to kind of get under your skin, right? Now, if it were someone else that had said the same thing to you, like you probably wouldn't react so strongly. But, for a lot of us, family members, they know how to trigger us, right? And so those triggers, those are areas for you to grow and evolve. And what I'm hearing too from your ancestors, like one of the secrets is that a lot of this anger and this pain and trauma that causes you to be reactive, it is from the past. It's from your bloodline, okay? I'm feeling the energies of like deep racial pain, racial persecution, racial wrongs, right? So for example, people in America who their ancestors come from Africa, right? There is this energy within them that carries the pain and trauma of being enslaved, being mistreated, being abused, that people carry with them. And that pain and trauma comes up in our lives in very interesting and unexpected ways, okay? Because nowadays, of course, like in America, people don't own other people and don't have the rights to abuse a slave like back in the day. But we still carry those hurts and those pains with us. All right? Does that make sense, loves? So your ancestors are saying, like, hey, yes, we experienced something terrible in the past. Again, I'm not just saying with slavery or whatever, but we experienced something terrible in the past and it hurt us, it made us upset, it made us resentful, and that was passed down to you. But do not let it rule your life now. Okay? So now you have the chance to evolve and be in a higher vibration than the energies that had your ancestors trapped, or that your ancestors kind of were brought down to lower vibrational states because of their circumstances. All right, so you have this opportunity to flip that energy around for the rest of your line moving forward, and it starts with you being more responsive. So taking time to think before you speak or before you act, so you can do so, kind of, I guess, in a diplomatic way, right? But at the very least, like, not create more problems for yourself or others. Okay. I just wanted to get some clarifiers. I didn't even ask a specific question. Oh my gosh, I was just so, like, immersed in this message. So Spirit was like, you gotta share this message right here. So let's see what came out. The High Priestess and the Empress. Ooh. So I believe this is an invitation for you, compared to the first reading that I did. I feel like this is an invitation for you personally to explore some of your ancestral trauma, ancestral pain. I'm also hearing that you might need to consider doing like a past life regression, okay? Because the High Priestess is all about tapping into the intuition, tapping into the subconscious and the deeper layers of your mind and your memories, because they go beyond just this lifetime. And that's what I see this invitation is for. I'm also seeing with this that some of the generational trauma and the ancestors that are mostly coming through in this reading are from your maternal ancestry, your maternal line. All right. There's, what I'm sensing to kind of share with you as well is, I don't know if you know this, but, for the past several decades, maybe even a couple of centuries, the divine feminine has been very much mistreated and disrespected, right? Because, if you think about it, it wasn't that long ago that women weren't allowed to vote. Women weren't allowed to own property. Like, women, didn't have control over their body. And it sounds like that is being challenged as well, at least in the US, with the overturning of Roe versus Wade. I don't want to get too political on this channel, but these are just examples of how the divine feminine has been disrespected and dishonored and undervalued in society. There were civilizations, centuries ago that were matriarchal, which is led by women, versus patriarchal, which is led by men. And, the patriarchy has been the kind of ruling energy for the past, several decades, couple centuries type thing. And so there needs to be some healing with the divine feminine energy, not just on the planet and with civilization, like human civilization as a whole, but within each generational line. Okay, let me know if you feel me on that, because I definitely feel, I know a lot of my viewers are women, and I feel like this really resonates with you, that women have been really disrespected and mistreated for many, many years, and in some ways it still continues to happen. Look at like salary stuff, right, where women who do the same job as men get paid less. I read an article about that. I think it was like a year or 2 years ago, and that still probably happens. Okay, I feel like I want to learn more about these triggers. I feel like that would be helpful for you. Yeah? Would you agree? That maybe learning more about these triggers that cause you to be reactive and kind of blind you in some cases, that would be helpful to know. So Spirit, can we learn more about, can you pass on some messages about these triggers that can help my amazing viewers here? Okay, maybe one more card, Spirit. Oh, okay. Thank you. I love when the cards jump, FYI. Like, it's almost like I try to make them jump, even though I know, like, I try not to consciously do that. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords that jumped out. So this is about heartbreak, okay? So definitely hearts have been broken in your ancestral line. I'm sensing that it's not just in romantic situations. It's kind of like a mother sees what her child has done and is like heartbroken over, like, oh my gosh, why would my child do that? Terrible, awful thing. Or why would someone do this terrible, awful thing to my child, right? So I feel like there's some of that energy there. Um, I thought I was getting some hints that maybe there was some maybe abuse in a past relationship, but that energy is a bit weak here. Now, I feel like I'm called to tell the story of the crane woman here. So, this is a story that comes from Japan, okay? And it's about this woman whose original form is a crane, and she meets this man and she falls in love with him, and the man is kind of poor, and so she offers to help him, and I want to say he helps him weave like some kind of silk or cloth or something like that. And her only request was that, hey, I'm going to help you, but the thing that you need to do for me is when I go into this room and I shut the door, like, do not open it. Okay, do not open it until I come out. So keep it shut. And so, for many years, he honored her wishes. And whenever she would go into this room and do her work to create this beautiful fabric, this beautiful silk material, whatever it was, he would honor it. And then, because he didn't know she was like a crane spirit or crane creature, right? And so when one night the curiosity got the better of him. And so while his wife was inside the special room, the production room, if you will, he slid open the door and took a peek, and he saw her in her crane form slicing off these beautiful feathers from her body to make this material, this very powerful, special, magnificent material out of. And she felt so betrayed at that, and that she was exposed, that she like left him, right? And so that's the story. I feel like, you're going to take from it what you will, and what's going to resonate with you. But there's something about requesting something that seems so simple to you of a loved one, and them not being able to honor that request or follow through with it. And that really hurt. Now, what else do we have here? We have Knight of Coins and we have Page of Coins. Oh, interesting. So what I'm seeing with this is part of the pain is when you're denied the chance to grow, the chance to step up. Going from Page to a Knight of Coins, I'm sensing here that it's kind of like when you feel like someone is holding you back, right? When you feel you're capable of so much more, but someone kind of like rains on your parade or tries to put you back in your place, right? It's kind of what I'm hearing is this type of event can trigger you where you're just like, hey, I believe I deserve this promotion because I am bomb. I've been giving so much to this, business, this company, and I'm ready to step it up. I'm ready to get a promotion. I'm ready to get a raise. And people are like, oh, no, 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 not this year, maybe next time. Or that position isn't open. Or you apply and they give it to someone else who you feel is like less qualified. And very well, maybe they are less qualified than you. But it's like you're denied this opportunity to step up, step into your power, and continue to grow and evolve and challenge yourself. It's like someone is making the decision for you about what you're capable of and when you're capable of doing it. So that's a huge trigger when people deny you your power, right? When people tell you what you can and cannot do. I mean, honestly, that would get annoyed with, I would be annoyed with that too, when it almost makes you want to prove them wrong, right? When someone says, oh, you don't know how to sing or dance, like you suck. I would be like, watch me sing and dance. I'm gonna blow everybody's mind, right? There's that kind of warrior spirit, if you will, this defiant nature in you sometimes that can come out when you feel like people are taking you for granted. They're underestimating you, right? Like that kind of thing. So those are big triggers for you. Again, because of some ancestral pain, something maybe even from your past life like we talked about. And so it's important for you to just pause and think, because sometimes you got to know how to play the game. you have to pick and choose your battles. You have to be very strategic, right? Like I'm all for calling people on their crap and calling injustice out, but sometimes you have to play the long game, right? It's like, you know, um, sometimes you have to lose the battle to win the war. Does that make sense? I feel like I've heard that phrase before from somebody when we were doing like strategic planning for the American Academy of Physician Assistants when I was like learning about the House of Delegates within that organization. And, one of the people were like, learn how to pick your battles. And, sometimes you have to sacrifice some battles in order to win the ultimate war, like the bigger picture here. So maybe when you feel riled up and you feel the need to speak out and express your opinion, you need to pause and think and say, is it worth it to bring it up now? Or is this going to help me in the long run? Right? Maybe it's something that you need to postpone and bring up at another time. Or maybe you need to think about it more and strategize about it before you bring it up so that you have this like ironclad argument for your case. All right? So, wow, oh my God, I love this message from your ancestors to help with this karmic cycle and this karmic energy to help you feel more lighter and to help open doors of opportunity for you. That's what I'm seeing with this. Thank you so much for tuning in to your reading today, Star Fam. Make sure to like and comment down below what you're calling in from your reading, and definitely share this reading with anybody who you think would enjoy the messages shared just as much as you did. Now, the thing that I love about the tarot is that it opens up our mind and our hearts to a world of possibilities. What's possible for us when it comes to love? What's possible for us when it comes to career and our dream life? But once we know that, how do we make sure it happens? How do we manifest these things into reality? And just as important, how do we identify the things that are totally blocking us and stopping us from getting what we want so we can move them out of the way? Well, to do that, I invite you to book an energy alignment session with me. The link to do so is in the description box below, and let's sort this out for you. I look forward to connecting with you, and until next time, have a beautiful day. Bye! Hey there, Star Fam! Welcome to your reading. For those of you that were drawn to the Celtic card over here. So before I get into your reading, I just wanted to know, out of curiosity, this reading is about ancestral healing, ancestral trauma, advice from your ancestors to help break some kind of karmic cycle for you. And I was wondering if any of you did any sort of ancestry healing work, because I did something like that on a 21-day challenge with Erin Dowdy, and it's not some energy that I work with often, but I thought it was very powerful to tune into my ancestral line. I felt more to my maternal line than my paternal line. So I'm wondering if any of you have ever done that kind of work before, or maybe if it even interests you. So let me know in the comments down below, okay? I'm curious to get to know you as my audience a lot better so I can help nurture you along your growth here. So onto your reading now. You chose the Celtic card. Now what I'm sensing here for you is part of your ancestral line and part of your karma is this connection with the earth. That's what I'm feeling with this Celtic card here. I'm feeling this connection to trees and to grass in particular, like, hills and mounds of grass. Because when I think of the Celts, I think of Ireland, and if you've ever looked at pictures of Ireland, it's like these rolling hills of beautiful, lush green grass. And for me, with the Celts, there's this energy also of like the fae, okay? Like fairies, leprechauns, gnomes, these magical earth creatures. And so I feel like part of your karma is this connection with the earth, okay? And you're very in tune with the earth energies. And what I'm hearing is you get a lot of grounding and a lot of your power with the earth. Now, the big message here, the secret that you need to know about, and then we'll get more details here with the cards, is that you need to constantly maybe constantly is not the right word, but you need to regularly connect with the earth. Okay, especially for all of you out there who are like city dwellers, right? Yes, the cities have some parks and they have, these nature accents around. Like there's some trees here, there's the little flowers planted over there, right, in a city. But your ancestors really want to know that a lot of your power, a lot of your well being, and your groundedness is through the earth. And so it's important for you to connect with nature regularly. So leave the city, go on a hike, or travel somewhere where there's nature is very rich and vibrant and lush and abundant, like Bali. Like I'm here in Bali, and literally, I think maybe some of you, if you follow my Instagram, you see that the villa I'm staying at is surrounded by like rice fields and tons of trees. Like there's a passion fruit tree, a papaya tree, like right there, and there's a bunch of different flowers in our little villa courtyard as well. And so there's this opportunity to really connect with nature and be grounded in the earth's energy. And that's very important for you. So whenever you feel, especially if you're that type of person that's very empathic, and you feel like you kind of get swept up in other people's emotions, which can happen, when you're in a crowded place, like a city, like, a shopping mall, the grocery store, a sporting event, right? Like when there's huge crowds, empaths can feel very overwhelmed by other people's emotions and excitements and anger and worries and whatever. And so it's important for you to ground, right, with the earth. Anchor your energies to help calm your spirits and your emotions. So let's see what these star code astro cards say to help us clarify this. We have solar calm, clarify. So the big word here is calm, okay? With the solar, I'm hearing too, so many people these days, they spend time indoors, right? And you're not getting, I think they recommend like 10 to 20 minutes of sunshine, direct sunshine on your skin to get, good vitamin D. And vitamin D is important for like calcium absorption and stuff like that for your body. So it's important that you actually get outside, like leave your home, leave the office building, go for a walk. All right. And then when you have a little bit more time, go out and be in nature. I'm hearing too, just to remind you, like I mentioned hikes and like going to, a park, whatever, but also connecting with water would also be helpful. Okay. So if you're that type of person that likes to paddleboard, like me, I love stand-up paddleboarding. I haven't done it in a while, but I love it. Kayaking, river rafting, that type of thing, that's totally good as well. And again, that will help you clarify, because as empaths, what you need to know is when you have other people's emotions bombarding you, you get confused, right? You don't know if this is someone else's anger and sadness or if this is your own, and that's happening a lot these days, especially with all the, tragedies and the violence happening around the world, the illness and stuff. It's like people, when we hear about those stories, when we see it on the news and stuff, it like becomes a part of our energy signal, and a lot of us start to feel like really down about it. Like, my gosh, I don't know about you, but when I watch the news, I get depressed and I feel like I'm losing faith in humanity because I'm hearing all of the bad things that humans are doing to each other. And so, like, a lot of times we hold on to that energy because we don't consciously release it. And then we start to behave in different ways, right? Like, a lot of times when we snap at people or we get angry at people, it's usually not because of them. It's usually because something else happened, right? Like, let me break it down for you. Let me give you an example. So, like your coworker, maybe they're in an unhappy marriage and they're constantly bickering and fighting with their spouse. There's no love, there's no affection, there's no respect. And then they come to work and they act crazy. And you're like, oh, what, like you got up on the wrong side of the bed. You know that saying? Geez, like what got under your skin? Like what bit your butt, right? Like all this kind of like, why are you acting crazy? I didn't do nothing to you, And it's because they have this negative energy that they bring into these other spaces. You get me now? Okay. So it's like, you need to be very aware of the energies and the information and where you spend your time and what you're soaking in and soaking up. Okay. So you have to be mindful of that. And a way to cleanse and clarify your thoughts and how you actually feel about something versus what other people have been like brainwashing you to think. You need to connect with the earth. Okay, what else we got? Taurus. Oh, cultivate. There you go. Taurus is an earth sign. Okay, and what I'm also feeling with Taurus is this is about understanding your needs. That's the energy of Taurus. How are you supporting yourself? Okay, like the land needs nourishment, you need nourishment. So, what ways are you spending your energy and your time and your money on things that are draining you? Okay, versus nourishing you. Now, it's one thing to go out there and help people. You know, like when I was working in medicine, I felt good helping people. But let me tell you, y'all, after a 12-hour shift in a busy urgent care clinic, like I am drained AF. Like I am so done. And the last thing I want to do is talk to another human being after 12 hours at a clinic where all I'm hearing all day is how unwell people feel. Okay? Like I get it. You're sick. You're not feeling well. I'm here to help you. But I have my limits. You know what I'm saying? Just like you have your limits on how much of the load you can bear for other people, right? We have this, Taurus is represented by the bull. And you know, the bull is one of those creatures that would pull the till for the soil back in the day, right? Cows, bulls, they were used for that, and horses, you know? And so there is a limit. You need to rest. You need to take a break from certain things. You need to rejuvenate and refresh yourself. You can't just be go, 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 do for other people. You have to take time for yourself, okay? Nourish yourself, cultivate your well-being and your health. Don't feel like you're responsible for everyone else's stuff, all right? And last we have Pisces, sensitized. There you go. This confirms for me when I was speaking to all the empaths out there. I feel like a lot of you chose this Celtic card, that you're empathic. You need to know that if you didn't already. Empaths mean you feel very deeply to those around you, right? So when someone is suffering, you feel that suffering on a very intimate level. When someone is angry, you feel that anger as well. And either you adopt that energy and you get angry and you retaliate back, or you cringe away because the anger is so strong and so oppressive and so uncomfortable that you become kind of like cat got your tongue. Like you can't even say anything. You stutter. You're like in shock at the amount of anger that people kind of like maybe push on you. So it's important that you know as an empath that you need to ground yourself and you need to create these boundaries, and you need to be able to say like enough is enough. I need to be alone right now. I need to refresh myself. I need to get, come back to center because all this chaos, crazy energy around me is too much. It's okay to say that. You're not weak for saying that. You're not crazy for saying that. You're empathic, okay? So I feel like I want to know more about this Clarify card, this Solar Calm. Okay, I think that would be the most useful information for you, my loves. So let's see what Spirit has to say, your ancestors have to say about clarifying, calming, what can help you with this process. Oh, okay, we got... Oh my gosh, this is wild. This Empress card came out for all 3 readings. Now, I have to say, I feel like this is definitely calling and speaking to the divine feminine energy in everybody, not just my human beings that were born female, but for everybody, although I do know that my viewer base is mostly female. So this message is especially for you. And the role of the Empress is the one that nourishes, okay? The one that provides nourishment so that you can create the things that you want to create, okay? It's kind of like the whole idea you can't pour from an empty cup, okay? And so I'm sensing as empaths, a lot of empaths are givers. A lot of empaths want to help people because they feel so deeply the suffering. And here, this is a reminder that you need to be nourished so you can continue to do the good work that you do. Regardless, of your job title, you serve a role of nourishing, protecting, loving, and caring for others. But you need that energy back, okay? It's kind of like you need to recharge your batteries. So you can continue to go to work the next day, be a mom the next day, be a parent the next day, be a caregiver the next day, be a boss the next day. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to make sure you are supported as well. And that's like super neglected, right? I feel like there's a lot of people that are now more aware of the importance of self-love, creating space for yourself. Like, that's a growing awareness and movement, which is wonderful, but there's still a lot of people that need to understand that and need to understand when other people need space, right? Like, a lot of times we get offended. We're like, what do you mean you don't want to hang out with me? What do you mean you need space and you just need to be alone right now? We think suddenly there's something wrong with us. And it's like, no, that person literally needs space to recharge. Like, they just don't have the capacity to deal with other people right now. It has nothing to do with you, right? And I think we all need to understand that for ourselves as well. Here we have the Nine of Swords. So yes, so look at this. This is the Oracle of Delphi is what this card represents. And I forget his name, but this is the son that grows up to be the Minotaur. And the story is like, oh, he's going to grow up and like kill you. And so the father locks him away in a labyrinth. So he's like a neglected child, right? And so I would say the themes here is one of neglect, for one, like neglecting yourself, neglecting your needs, your goals, your dreams, your visions. I hear that a lot, especially with parents, where it's like you spend so much of your life and your day giving to your children to make sure they're cared for, that they're nourished, that they have opportunities, that they're provided for, and then you forget to take care of yourself, right? And then some people guilt trip you and they say, oh, like, why do you need to take time away from your kids? Like, you're such a bad parent. It's like, no, girl, like, back up off me. Like, there ain't nothing wrong if I want to go get my nails did, get a massage, go on a long weekend vacation away from my kids. There's nothing wrong with that, honey, okay? I think the crazy thing would be to be attached at the hip with your kids. Like, oh my God, that's like codependent unhealthiness, So that's one energy that I'm getting here. But look at the Oracle of Delphi. She looks super calm. She's simply a messenger, simply channeling, and everyone else around her is like freaking the F out, And so this is like, your goal is to remain calm even though everyone else around you is losing their minds, okay? That is what you need to know. That's what you need to practice for yourself. We have the Fool and we have the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. So this to me represents, after this reading, this is a new beginning for you. It's important. What I'm hearing is that you need to reconnect with your dreams, reconnect with your values, reconnect with your ambition and your goals, and reconnect with yourself. Like, what do you actually need to function? And don't, this isn't like a discount mart where it's like you tell yourself like, oh, it would be nice if I had 2 days to myself to just kind of sort through my needs, my errands, relax, and not have to worry about cooking dinner for other people, whatever. And then you think to yourself, oh, maybe that's too greedy. Maybe that's too stingy. Maybe just a half day is good. So you went from like saying you need 2 days to help, do self-love, self-care, and to like half a day, right? Like, don't sell yourself short here. Like, really understand what your needs are, because then you'll be able to assist and help others with what they need even better. Because let me tell you, honey, burnout is not a good look. Burnout is not cute. And when I worked in medicine, there's this thing called caregiver fatigue. And it's like when people are just run down to the bone and they're just so exhausted, they're not given a chance to take a break, and they really get burnt out and they start to get kind of like nasty and uncaring, right? You don't want to turn into that kind of person where you just get worked too hard that you start to become angry and resentful for it. So it's important that you understand what your needs are and your goals and your dreams and honor it. Especially like This exercise, I want you to step outside of your logic, because here with the Ace of Cups, it's saying like, yo, you need to step into your emotions. What feels good to you? Okay, don't think about like the hows and the whys and like how it's gonna work, why you need this, da da da. It's just first ask yourself, what makes you feel good? What makes you feel nourished? Then you figure out the strategy and the plan. All right, my loves? So that was your reading. That's what your ancestors wanted to share with you to break this cycle that you're on karmically and embrace a new one that's more expansive, more nourishing. Thank you so much for tuning in to your reading today, Star Fam. Make sure to like and comment down below what you're calling in from your reading, and definitely share this reading with anybody who you think would enjoy the messages shared just as much as you did. Now, the thing that I love about the tarot is that it opens up our mind and our hearts to a world of possibilities. What's possible for us when it comes to love? What's possible for us when it comes to career and our dream life? But once we know that, how do we make sure it happens? How do we manifest these things into reality? And just as important, how do we identify the things that are totally blocking us and stopping us from getting what we want so we can move them out of the way? Well, to do that, I invite you to book an energy alignment session with me. The link to do so is in the description box below, and let's sort this out for you. I look forward to connecting with you, and until next time, have a beautiful day. Bye.